Hi guys, this is my first YouTube video, so it's kind of awkward, but don't judge. This world shouldn't have any judging. But anyways, hi, my name is Leslie, and on my channel, you'll be seeing a lot of like makeup, nails, story times, and like stuff like that. And I think that's about it, like morning routine, stuff like that. That's what I like to do. Oh, and pageants, because I do those. So, I'm 13 years old. I'm a type 1 diabetic, which will be today's story time. And my name's Leslie. If you're wondering why I'm running out of breath, because it's so hot in here and I talk really fast, and I don't want to turn my fan on because if I turn it on, you guys won't be able to hear me. So, this. Okay, so, please don't get the hiccups. Okay, so this video will be really long because this is my first video, so I don't know how to edit things already. So I had to learn that, and yeah. So today's story time will be how I found out I was a type 1 diabetic. If you don't know what that is, type 1 diabetes is a whole lot different thing than type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is when your pancreas just randomly stops working. Like, you don't produce insulin anymore, and it just stops working, like, out of nowhere. But type 2 diabetes, it still kind of works, and it's not, type 1 isn't your fault that it stops working. It's not because you're not healthy or anything. You're perfectly healthy and fine. It's just that it just stops working. It's like a machine, like, it just stops working. And type 2 diabetes is when you're not healthy and you're not eating the things that you're supposed to be eating. Like, for example, all you do is just eat snacks and candy and sweets, nothing like fruit or vegetables or like healthy things, you know? And like, so you can still eat junk food, but like, that's all you eat. Like, you don't eat fruit, veggies, stuff like that. That's why you get type 2. Now, type 2, if you take care of yourself, start eating healthy, and like exercise and get all those other calories out, it goes away. Type 1, it never goes away unless they find a cure, but I don't think that's going to happen. Hopefully one day, but I don't think so. So, this is going to be my story. And for people that don't know what type 1 is, it's when, again, it stops working. You guys that don't have it, you guys produce insulin. So every time you eat, it gives it to yourself. You don't have to do anything, you're fine. Type 1, people that do have it, when you eat something, you have to either give yourself an injection, or this right here is my insulin pump. And I just push like a couple buttons, enter the carbs and my blood sugar, and it gives me my insulin since I don't produce it. So that's basically what it is. But I think that's about it. So now we're gonna get into my story. This was about, hold on. Oh my god, it's really sour. Okay, this was about, I've been a diabetic for 3.5 years already. So this was about 2017. Yes, because we're in 2020. Worst year. Anyways, we're in 2020, so this happened in 2017, so it's been like 3 years. So all of a sudden, the ending of April and the beginning of May, I started to drink a lot of water. And when I tell you, I never drink water. Like, it was rare that I drink 2 or 3 water bottles a day. That was rare. I at least drink 1 a day, and I still do that. But I was drinking 1 water bottle a day. So then it started coming to the endings of April and the beginning of May. And all of a sudden, I start to drink a lot of water, and this is not normal for me. So I at least drank, I'm going to say like 3 gallons of water a day. Maybe 4 or 5. But in 1 hour, I've already drank like 4 or 5 McDonald's big cups, like they're big styrofoam cups of water. And this is like, I was drinking a lot. So I was like losing weight and like I was skinny by the time I got diagnosed. So I started drinking all that water and using the bathroom every single 5 minutes. And in the second week in May, we went on a trip to Pigeon Forge, which is somewhere like here in Tennessee. We went on a trip to Pigeon Forge for like the weekend. And I had to use the bathroom every 10 minutes. And that's an hour and a half away. So I had to use the bathroom every 10 minutes. And we had to stop to get a water because I would die of thirst. It's like if I ran a marathon and was like constantly like, I need water, I need water, I need water, I'm thirsty, I need water. And so my mom was like, oh, she didn't think nothing of it because I used to get bladder infections all the time. So she was like, oh, it's just a bladder infection and she's just really dehydrated. So that's what my mom thought. So she took me to the doctor. And they were like, no, she doesn't have a bladder infection or anything. So about, I'm going to say it was about 2 weeks later. By the way, I was diagnosed on Memorial Day weekend. So it was about 2 weeks later. And my mom was like, oh, no, this was after. I had gotten in an accident where I was at Ross and, you know, me, the fantastic 8-year-old, did a cartwheel in Ross. And you know those little things that measures the side that goes on the hanger? Well, sorry, it was my dog. Let me shut my door. Okay, that's my dog. Precious, Precious, come here. This is my dog. She just got a haircut yesterday. Okay, so, I got in an accident and I hit my knee on one of those little sizing things. And so it hurt so bad, like 2 hours later, I couldn't handle it. And so we went to the emergency room and I got it checked out. And they were like, no, she's fine. So then my mom, she was like, can you do a UTI, like, scan, like, infection thing? So we're like, yeah, sure. So I went to go do it, and it came back negative. Mind this, it wasn't negative, and I had a lot of ketones in my stomach. If you don't know what that is, it's like you have, like, a lot of rocks in your stomach, something like that. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not diabetic. So they're like, no, she's fine. You can go home. There's nothing wrong with her. Her knee is fine. Just put some ice on it, and she'll be fine. So then we left. The next day, was it the next day? Yes. The next day, my mom, she works at an eye doctor, and they do like blood sugar scans there, like before your surgery, to make sure your levels are good for any person. So they checked my blood sugar. When I tell you, my blood sugar was 679, going up fast. It was fasting, which means like you're going up really fast. So after that, I was like scared because I didn't know what was going on. I knew something was wrong with me because I wasn't acting myself. I was really lazy, and I was energetic. Like I had so much energy before all this happened, and now I was just like lazy, and I didn't want to do anything. I just slept all day, laid in my bed, I got home from school, went to sleep, and I was not myself, and I knew I wasn't myself. So after that, my mom was like, okay, just go eat IHOP, because I was planning to go eat IHOP with my grandma after that. So my mom was like, just go eat IHOP, and we'll see how the day or the weekend goes. So then I was like, okay. So I was crying because I was obviously scared because I didn't know what in the world was going on. And so my mom tells the doctor that she works with, what do I do? Do I take her to the hospital or what do I do? So he goes, no, just wait it out for the weekend, how she does, go to the store, buy some testing strips and a testing monitor, and just keep on checking her blood sugar. Make her drink a lot of water. So my mom was like, okay, that's fine. About 10 to 15 minutes later, the doctor was like, no, actually go call her pediatrician, see what you have to do, and if you have to leave, that's your daughter. I know that's more important than work. So then my mom was like, okay. They didn't answer her the first time, my pediatrician. She didn't answer my mom the first time. The second time she called, they answered. So then my mom was like, hey, my daughter's name is this, and that, her information and everything. And then she was like, her blood sugar was 679 fasting, going up. She just ate IHOP and with my mom, and I don't know what to do. When I tell you, my doctor, she was like, you need to take your daughter to the children's hospital in Johnson City ASAP. And if you can't take her, you need an ambulance to take that kid. So my mom started freaking out. She left. She told her doctor that she worked with, I gotta go. I had to take Leslie to the hospital in Johnson City. I gotta go. Bye. I'll let you guys know what happens. So by this time, I was already at my grandma's house. I was eating grapes. I remember I was eating red and green grapes. Sitting on the couch watching TV. My mom comes barging in my grandma's house. So I jump. I got scared, almost choking on a grape. First place, because she's like running in and open the door. So I was like freaked out because I was like, what is going on? You're never home this early. What is going on? And she was like, get your stuff. You're going to the hospital. And I was like, okay. So I'll go to put my shoes on. First off, I choose the most difficult shoes to put on that day. Because I used to have these tennis shoes. You had to tie them. They were Nike Air Force Ones. But they were the Velcro ones. The high top ones. So, because I used to be a huge tomboy. Anyways, you had to tie them. And then you had to Velcro them. And then you had to like zip them or something. I don't know. And so I put my shoes on, grabbed my stuff. Meanwhile, I hear my mom talking to my grandma that I need to go to the hospital and that I need to go get checked out and everything, this and that. So, my mom was like, okay, I gotta go, bye. I'll let you guys know. Meanwhile, my dad was at work. The good thing is that he worked in Johnson City, because now he doesn't. He works all the way in Texas, because he used to work in a restaurant. And so, good thing that he worked in Johnson City. It was like literally 2 minutes away from the hospital. So we get there, my mom calls my dad, hey, Leslie's in the hospital. I had to go come bring her because her blood sugar was 679 fasting, going up really fast. I had to take her to the hospital. We're here if you want to come. No, she was like, you had to come. So then my dad gets there and I get checked in, go in the room. This time, I've already drank. That morning, I didn't eat anything. And I've already drank the morning of that I went to my mom's work. I already drank 3 McDonald's cups and used the bathroom at least 10 times. So then I get to the hospital and I'm so thirsty. Like, I haven't had water in hours. I'm so thirsty. Like, I'm dying. So the nurses give me like a big thing of water. So then I go in and they check me in and I go inside of a room. They were like, okay, we're gonna put this IV in you to give you some fluids and stuff. We're gonna check your blood sugar now and you need to go pee in this cup. So I was like, okay. So my mom's telling them that the day before, literally the day before this happened, I was at the hospital. My mom was like, she was at the hospital yesterday because she had an incident that she hurt her knee while doing a cartwheel in Ross. She hurt her knee on those sizing things. Took her to the hospital, and I told them to give her a urine test because she was peeing a lot. So then my mom was telling the doctors everything and my information and stuff. It was about 30 minutes later, 45 minutes later, once I've peed in the cup and everything, they come in here. They come in my room and they're like, okay, so we're gonna give her some fluid for the weekend. She's gonna have to stay here. She's just gonna rest here, give her her insulin and everything. And my mom's sitting over here confused. My dad is too. And my mom literally stops the doctor. She's like, hold on. What do you mean? And the doctor goes, what do you mean? You don't know your daughter's a type 1 diabetic? And my mom, let me tell you, her eyes were like, her jaw literally dropped. I thought it broke, seriously. And I was like so confused. I didn't know what was going on. And my mom was like, what do you mean? We just got a urine test yesterday and they didn't tell us anything. And the doctor was like, they didn't tell you anything? And my mom was like, no. And the nurse was like, if you would have not came in this weekend, your daughter probably would have died. That weekend. You guys, that weekend I would have probably died if my mom didn't take me in. So my mom starts crying. And I'm like, why are you crying? What is going on? I was 8. So I didn't know what the heck was going on. I didn't know what type 1 diabetes was. Seriously, I didn't. So I was like, what is going on? And my mom was like, you have type 1 diabetes. And I was like, what is that? She was like, you're gonna have this disease that you're gonna have to give yourself shots because it doesn't do it for you anymore. And I was like, I started crying because I didn't know what was going on. And I hated shots. I hated them. I didn't know what was going on. Like, I was so lost. I was like, what? What are you talking about? So I started crying. So the nurse was like, I'll give you guys some time. I'm going to go fill out some paperwork for her and stuff like that. And take her to a room upstairs. So then at this time, I'm going in my bed, going upstairs, crying because I still don't know what's going on. We get to my room. And first off, I had a really cute view. Like, the view was beautiful. Even though it was like another hospital, like the mountains, it was beautiful. But anyways, we get in the room and my dad calls his work and says, hey, I'm not going to be able to be working for like a week or a few couple of days because I just found out my daughter had type 1 and I'm not going to be able to be working because I had to help my wife, this and that. So then, my mom calls like all my family, my grandma, my grandpa, my aunt, my uncle, and like she calls everybody. And they start to ask questions like, what's going on? They all get there. And they're all like, what's going on? Like, is she okay? Like, what the heck is going on? So then my mom explains to them. And so by this time, everybody leaves because my grandma goes to my house and gets me some things, and my aunt goes to get me some things too, so they go to do that, and then my grandpa and uncle, they had to go back to work because at this time they worked in Alabama, so they had to go back to work. Like, I had to say bye for like about 3 months because they go every 3 months. And so they come back and my mom asked them if they could stay with me there. But before this, they went to go get my clothes and stuff. I had to do my first dose of insulin. And I think it was 8 units. So they start to do it and they gave me like a teddy bear so I could practice, and like some saline water so I could practice and stuff. So I was entertained there for a few couple hours, just, you know, sticking my poor teddy bear. And my mom and my dad, I was like, let me try on you, let me try on you, let me try on you. It was just saline water, so like nothing would happen. So my mom was like, and then I ate, and they gave me my injection because I still couldn't do it at this time. Because I was still lost. I was like, what the heck is going on? By this time, my mom, she told my dad to stay with me just so she could go get my dad and my mom some clothes to stay there, and me some clothes and stuff to do, blankets, snacks, stuff like that. And, what are those? Oh, yeah. And, so she goes, gets the clothes, she comes back. By this time, I had my second meal. It was already like 9 o'clock. That's the time I usually ate every day, 9 o'clock. So, by this time, I was like, my family forced me to do my first injection by myself. And I remember, and I think I still have the scar because I did it in the wrong spot. Yeah, it's right here. There's a little needle prick right here that I did my first injection in. And it didn't even hurt. Like, it honestly felt better when I did it. But when the doctors did it, I was like, ow, that hurt. Don't do that again. So then I asked my mom. And this is what made my mom cry. Because, like, she felt so bad for me. She thought that this was all her fault. Which it wasn't. It was honestly my body's fault. Because it just randomly stopped working. And I asked my mom. I was like, do I have to do this for, like, the rest of my life? Like, is it going to go away next week or something? Like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. And, like, have my life like this. So she started crying. And I was like, hello, do I? Like, do I have to live with this for the rest of my life? And she was like, yeah, it's not ever going to go away. So then I started crying. And, by this time, my mom let my dad go home for the night. Because he was already really tired. And, my mom stayed with me. And it was like 10 o'clock where I had to do my nighttime shot. And I did that by myself again. And then we went to bed, I think. And then at 2 o'clock, they came in. 2 o'clock in the morning, they came in and they checked my blood sugar to make sure it was okay. Because at this time, I didn't have this that checks it, like, automatically every 5 minutes. So they had to come in and check me, make sure I wasn't low or high. And, at that time, I was, like, 250. Still kind of high, not really. Well, for me, it's not really high, but it is. It's, like, medium right there. And so, we set the weekend there. Memorial weekend, by the way, so we were planning to go to Pigeon Forge again, but, you know, we couldn't. I just put my eye out. So we planned on doing that, but we couldn't, obviously, so we stayed the weekend there. And thank God that this was the week that I got diagnosed. It was literally the week that, like, school ended. Because I got diagnosed on the 27th. School ended on the 25th. So, like, thank God this did not happen during school. So, there's a bug. Okay, where'd it go? There's, like, a little fly here. Okay, so we spend the weekend there. My endocrinologist comes in, which, if you don't know what that is either, it is a... Okay, it is a diabetes doctor, which what I want to become when I, like, be older, you know. And so he comes in, teaches us the stuff, gives us these books and everything, hands us everything that we need, teaches us everything. The next day, he comes in as well. Basically, the same thing. Do my shots, my nighttime one, 2 a.m. to come in. Next morning, I wake up. I'm good, finally. So, they teach us everything to do and everything. And then that Monday, I go home. When I tell you guys, I did not sleep by myself in my bed for about 4 months. I felt so bad for my dad because I didn't have this big bed. I had a little twin-size bed. I didn't have this big bed. I had a little twin-size bed. And so my dad had to sleep in it. And he's, like, really tall. He's, like, 6'4". So he's pretty tall. And, like, he's pretty, like, muscular and big. And so he had to sleep on my bed for 4 months. And he had back problems. Well, I mean, he still does. He's always had back problems. And his back started hurting. So my mom was like, and every single night at 2 a.m. until I got this we had to check my sugar every single night. So my mom didn't, she didn't work for a couple of weeks. So then, one night my mom was like, okay, your dad's back is starting to hurt. Like, it's getting bad. You're gonna have to sleep in your room. At this time, it was like 4 months since I got diagnosed. I was going back to school. And, I was like, no, I don't want to. I'm still scared. What if I, pass out during the night or I die or something? I was so scared to sleep in my room by myself. And that was the first reason why I didn't want to sleep in my room. And so my mom was like, no, I promise you'll be fine. I have an alarm at 2 a.m. when you're gonna check your blood sugar. So I was like, okay. My mom has already placed the order for the Dexcom, which is this thing. She's already placed the order for that, so it came in the week after. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll sleep in my bed. And so I sleep in my bed, and I was like, oh my god, that felt so good. Like, I feel like me again. So, yeah, that's basically my story on how I got diagnosed. Everybody's stories are different. A lot of kids, they just randomly pass out. Like, I have a friend, when she got diagnosed, she would just pass out. Almost every single day. Me, my symptoms were thirstiness, and dizziness, and tiredness, laziness, and peeing a lot. And so, yeah, that's my story. And now today, I've had it for almost 4 years. Almost 4 years. Can you guys believe that? Almost 4 years. The day that I got diagnosed was May 27, 2017. So yeah, thanks you guys for watching. I'll probably, since we're doing online school, I'll probably be posting on probably either Saturday or Sunday. Mostly Wednesday. Probably Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, and I think that's it. No, we're gonna do Friday, Sunday, and Wednesday. I will be posting on those days, so if you want to come back on, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!